Welcome back to Living with Autism. I'm your host, David Matthew Collinson. I've just woken up from a nightmare. It's Saturday, the 23rd of August at 9 p.m. In my nightmare, I thought it was Sunday morning or Monday morning. My nightmare consists of a partial lived experience, not being welcomed. Oh no. Yep. So in my dream, my nightmarish dream, I'm trying to desperately sort out accommodations to meet with Mark Burris on Thursday, which I am doing. After he has this Thursday night campfireside chat, which is being organised by the Queensland Chamber of Commerce. Now, Mark is the founder of Wizard Home Loans. That was his first one. The second one is Yellow Brick Road. Then he was a star in the reality TV series, The Celebrity Apprentice. Now, I had suggested to Mark that we could meet at the Downs Club in their cellar room. But on Saturday, Doug and I confirmed that was not a possibility. The cellar room is only for members, even though that's not what it indicates on their website, and not what the former manager of the Downs Club, Mark Kitchener, told me on the telephone. Mark's not been there for a year now, so anyway, things must have changed. This is why they didn't return any of my 3 phone calls, resulting in Doug and I have to go and go there personally to find out more. Now, my next best bet was the Oaks Hotel, which I checked into on Saturday night, only to be checked out on Sunday morning early, when I booked through until Monday, which I needed to book through to get my work done to finish this submission of the project on time. The project being the advertising material media for the Australasian Institute of Police 2026 Desk Diary, 15,000 copy print run, being distributed to leaders throughout Southeast Asia and Oceania, and globally, per NRG's plan for 1,300 of them, which intends to nominate 1,300 global respected leaders for the Global Respected Leader of the Year 2026 award, 2025 award. We're going to make that diary a touchstone for leadership throughout the world. By the time we're done with it, that reward program and the nomination program, we're going to make a permanent feature. With 2025 this year being the inaugural year. So anyway, the nightmare. Nightmare! My nightmare was a big graph, a line graph, with an ever-increasing height on the x-axis, the x-axis, representing the build-up of momentum and effort, and a push forward on the time axis, time progressing steadily, like no man can stop, and yet a continual erosion of the line height by people saying no and getting in my way. What we were trying to do is achieve a space to meet with Mr. Boris, and the build-up was representing the number of companies I involved in the effort, the number of soldiers I recruited, you could say. And I've only got half a dozen companies at the moment, but by November I'll have more than 2 dozen. That gives a lot of group buying power when it comes to joining organisations, such as the Toowoomba Chamber of Commerce, the LNP. You can't branch stack like that with companies, nor can you do it with the Downs Club, because they only accept real people as members. But you can with hotels. And with hotels, you can book multiple rooms per account. Anyway, there's got to be a certain number of room night bookings times a certain number of accounts, company, that a hotel can't say no to. Especially if all those bookings have been in the system quite a while and it's late and there's no time to make alternate bookings and they're about to lose lots of bookings or booked room nights because there's an appearance that they were fully booked and they've been saying no to people. But now they're not fully booked because of what? Because those companies have an association with who? The companies have an association with David Matthew Collinson and his crazy autism erratic behavior. All I want is a peaceful, normal existence. I just want to progress these companies forward from initial .com registration, domain property secured, through DAO creation, decentralized autonomous network, decentralized autonomous organization, network layer establishment, through jurisdictional anchor, being formal incorporation of an entity, whether that be with HMRC Companies House regulation under UK jurisdiction, by far the cheapest option, or whether it be ASIC regulation under Australian jurisdiction, or whether that be BVI Companies Register, British Virgin Islands registration, or Cayman Islands Company Register under Cayman Islands registration, or ICRIS Companies Register, Hong Kong, Chinese regulation / Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. Really just Chinese these days. Or how about Singapore? I forget which one it is in Singapore. Singaporean registration. Or multiple. Or Dubai for no tax. Then to proceed on to establish permanent establishments in different countries using overseas registered incorporated entity trading overseas, and then bank account openings in different legislative environments and regions and jurisdictions. Bank accounts having cross-border capabilities in most instances. If you're dealing with international banks, not domestic banks, but domestic banks often have affiliate services provided by international banks. It just takes an extra day to make it through the SWIFT network, to make the transactions go through the SWIFT network, that is. I've experienced that one before. Suncorp offers bank international transfers, but they go through ANZ. And even ANZ and Westpac can't get their shit together normally. When it's daylight savings time, that is. They sent through 2 transfers on Friday afternoons. And if you withdraw all of your money from the bank after you've sent double transfers, when one of them reverses on the Monday, they don't get their money back if you choose to not give it back. They don't like that very much. But it can be useful if you're in a bind. To surprise borrow from a bank is a useful skill. So Neo Roosevelt Group finds itself going into advertising. We're becoming a media company because we've cracked the model. We're approaching media like a land developer approaches land subdivision development and on sale, where we take white, blank advertising space secured as subdividable land. We divide it, making smaller advertisement slots. We develop it by developing intellectual property to sit on top of that blank white space. That intellectual property has to be conversion focused. So it has to know about the audience who will see this blank white space with the property on top of it once it's converted. We put a gateway to infinity wormhole on the property, being a QR code which extends the reach of the property or the space of the property into the digital realm by gaining people's attention and having them pull out their phones and scan the QR code